DKOldies has been getting a lot of attention lately, and it seems like a lot of it is negative. And I've been getting people asking me, what do I think about DKOldies? And just to be straight up, I've never ordered from them. I don't really have any feelings as far as anything with that. I have seen their prices, though. I could at least attest to that. Some years back, I remember searching for something. I don't remember if it was a console or a game, trying to find something that was a little harder to find. And I saw their price. It popped up on like a Google search. I was like, oh, hell no. And then I searched somewhere else, found it for cheaper. So yeah, I'm aware of that their prices seem a little ridiculous. But I wanted to compare them to another place that I used to buy from and sell to, which was eStarland. Now, I haven't used eStarland in some years now. Never have used DKOldies, but I also wanted to take a look at like eBay, like sold prices of games. And I already brought up Mario Kart 64 because I was really curious. These are just what people are asking for. We're going to look at sold prices in a second. But I wanted to see what is DKOldies selling specific things for? What are they paying for them compared to these other places and just kind of go from there. But the one thing I do notice with them is all throughout their site, I've kind of cruised through a little bit, that they have prices listed like this, discounted, and they'll have like a crazy price, $250, and then they marked it down to $160. I don't know, like, what is the reason it's discounted? It says it's refurbished and whatnot, fully cleaned, but I think this is it's just a tactic that a lot of places use. When the human brain analyzes this and they see, whoa, this was $250, but now it's $160, I'm saving $90. Even if DKOldies never would charge $250, like this is their normal price. I'm not saying it is, but that's just the way these companies do things. You see that, and some people may be enticed, like, I got to jump on this deal now. Like that's a big savings, even if it's not a good deal. Like a Super Nintendo with a controller, kind of looks a little yellowed in that picture, but you don't, like, I've seen their social media presence, like their YouTube videos and all that stuff. I think they pick the perfect looking stuff for those videos, but I don't know what you get. You could get a yellowed console, a clean console. Who knows? Who knows for sure? But I know I could get a Super Nintendo for less than $160 looking around, right? But yeah, you see that some people are just like, I'm getting a deal, and they jump on it. But since I already pulled up Mario Kart 64, I want to take a look on DKOldies and see the same thing. So they have Mario Kart 64. Listen, they did the same thing, crossing out the price. You save $5, $75. I know that ain't right. Oh, but that's listed as a good condition cartridge. What is a cosmetically flawed one? Is $50. Do they tell you what a cosmetically flawed game is? Like what does that entail? Would that be like the cartridge is chewed up, the labels scratched up or scuffed, damaged? I want to see what I'm buying. That's why I don't really buy from these places anymore. $50 or $75. eStarland, I think they used to, I don't know if they still do, but they used to do a lot, like they would list all the games, particular game you're looking for, and they would list different conditions and what the stocks were, like complete in box, that kind of thing. But let's look for Mario Kart 64. Okay, they have it listed right here. And I didn't see any, like, when I clicked on that, it showed a greatest or player's choice version. But now that I'm on here, the box art doesn't show that. And it is the same thing here. Like, they show you a box art, but you're not getting the box. So do they designate, like, that you're going to get a player's choice or a non-player's choice? Some people care about that stuff. But these guys, okay, they don't have any in stock. But they normally would have, like, used, complete in box. They would list it out. Doesn't look like they've changed that, but this one they don't have any. So they just have the price listed, the $48 to $107. That's crazy, man. So their price is a little, it seems like it's probably around the same as DKOldies, because I would imagine the higher end is complete in box, and they don't have complete in box on DKOldies here. So it's probably their price probably lines up around the same. But let's see. It says trade in, get up to $62. Now I traded in games to these guys back in 2019. I sold them like nearly $1,000 worth of games and just got that paid out. I needed the money at the time, and it was a bunch of PS4 games. and I think a handful of like Sega Genesis and Master System games as well. And their prices were good at the time, but I've looked at them before I started recording this. The same games I sold, like even stuff that was just retro at that time, they don't pay anywhere near the same that they did like four years ago. But okay, yeah, you're getting that $62 if it's complete with the manual and box. It's $21.70 just to trade in a loose cartridge. What are they? They don't have it listed this way. Oh, they do have to sell video games up here though on DKOldies. Get a real price quote, ships for free, get paid in a day. Nintendo 64. Oh, they have like a buy list, like stuff that they're looking for, I guess. Oh, there it is. Mario Kart 64. What does the triangle mean? Does it say on here? Price has gone up or down since last week. So their price has gone down. $37 though. So they'll pay you $37 for Mario Kart 64, which doesn't seem bad, honestly. But then they're going to sell it for between $50 to $75. Now, do they just, like get a bunch of them in and they pay the same flat rate and they just separate them? Like, okay, this one is perfect. We're going to charge $75 for it. This one we're going to charge $50, and they just pay that $37 for every one they get in. Is that how that works? Now on eBay, these prices seem a little all over the place too, but let me see what actual sold listings have gone for. $51.50 or $51.51 plus almost $6 shipping. Player's Choice, $42, $50 with shipping, $50 for a non-player's choice. After your fees, this was probably like this $50 after fees on here. It's probably minus about $6 or so. So you're getting like $44 at that point. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we would have to get like a bigger sample size here of games to see what's really going on with their prices, because I'm curious what a cosmetically flawed game is to them. That's what I want to know. Like, what does a cosmetically flawed Mario Kart look like? And I'm not going to invest the money to produce content on DKOldies. Like, I'm not going to buy it to find out. But I am curious though, because $50, if they pay $37 for it and they sell it for $50, that's like not necessarily a bad thing, but still $50 if the cartridge looks good. That's a little more than what you're finding them for on eBay. But if the cartridge looks like somebody ran it through a butt crack and threw it in the middle of the street and ran it over, nah, that's not good. That's not cool. Let me see another game. Perfect Dark, they buy for $12. What is this? Like, why is it listed twice? And this doesn't have where you could choose. 24, but they say it's normally 40. What is this one has? Oh, cosmetic flaws. So $24 and they pay $12. But the other copy was $34. Is that a non-cosmetic flawed one? It just says, cleaned or whatever. Yeah, I really wonder what the difference is there. Okay, so $23 or $24 to $34. Perfect Dark Nintendo 64. $40 with no manual. Does that mean it comes with a box? It says a complete condition includes manual and box. This just says no manual. Does it come with the box? I don't know. I'm not 100%, but okay, $40 without a manual, and it's 24 to 34 here. But what are they paying? $12.60, almost the same. So really, the point is, if you're a big boy, you're going to be looking around trying to find the best price possible for the condition of the game or console that you want, right? That's just what we do. And sometimes that may be on eBay, maybe Mercari, maybe local, or at a game store that you know of. And for some people, it might be DKOldies. I don't know. That's just the way it is. Some people may just love buying stuff from them. And ultimately, I don't think DKOldies is the devil of the retro business world. Their prices don't seem great, but they're not crazy high with the things I've looked at so far. Some people have told me the PlayStation consoles are ridiculous. So that's one thing. It's just really, you got to do your research. Now, in between recording these segments, I have looked a little more like Super Nintendo. I could find these all day, every day for a reasonable price, but online, I'm seeing, you know, a lot of people selling them for very close to what DKOldies is selling them for. Same thing with the Nintendo 64, but you just got to keep an eye out. You will find those better deals out there. Nobody's going to force you to buy from these guys, but if they're misrepresenting what they're selling you, that's another thing. That's another problem. And I can't speak to that because I haven't bought from them. There's tons of companies out there selling these retro games for prices that just seem ridiculous. It's not just DKOldies, it is all of them. So look around before you commit to anything. That's it. Let me know what you guys think. Appreciate y'all. Bye.